And here's a great question from David in Fort Myers. David said, are foreclosures picking up? Couldn't ask for a more timely subject. I just heard on the way on the way into work today an article, or I was on CNNradio.com or something, and they were talking about the exact same thing, saying that because foreclosures were down in 2011 because of this big Attorney General settlement, which hasn't been granted yet or hasn't gotten its blessing from a federal judge in Washington, D.C., and until it does, I mean, we're kind of still all in limbo. But now that they think they've got it under wraps, the robo-signing garbage, once they think they got it under wrap, now the wheels just start cranking. And yeah, we've been seeing a huge increase in for foreclosures in Port Charlotte, meaning Charlotte County, Collier County, and Lee County has seen the largest. That's going to take on many different forms. And the reason why is anybody who had a kind of a false sense of security, you know, the banks didn't foreclose on me yet and I've been living here not paying the mortgage, hoping that the value would go back up. You know, it's going to come to a head probably in 2012, and if you can survive 2012, I'm sure you're going to get something by 2013. And the reason why is, and I've been saying this all along, when the foreclosures slowed down, none of the foreclosure mills fired any attorneys. You didn't read any articles where the big foreclosure mills were firing attorneys or letting employees go. They just never did. What happened is they started cranking the wheel, knowing that eventually these things were going to come up, they were going to have to file suit, and they wanted to get their ducks in a row, you might say. So now, of course, foreclosures have gone up. We're seeing probably over 100 filed in those 3 counties alone, Charlotte, Collier, and Lee, a day. So yeah, foreclosures are on the rise. The second fallout of that is I've talked to several realtors in town. I have one realtor who's a real good friend of mine, and he said that prices had started to come back in Lee County. He works in South Lee County area, and in certain neighborhoods they had come back quite a bit. Well, guess what? Why? The amount of inventory had gone down. In other words, houses weren't getting foreclosed on, but him, his buddies in the real estate business were selling houses. Inventory started going down, but again, you had to be in the area when snowbirds were here, highly desirable areas, and now when the foreclosures start coming back again, you're going to have more houses on the market. What's it going to do to prices, unfortunately? Bring them down. So if anybody's telling you, you know, you should have bought, you missed the boat, I wouldn't buy that. I would say watch and see. Watch this program. I'll keep you up to date. I have no interest in the real estate market. I want to see realtors make money. I want to see them find houses for you that you love and you're going to love. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you the truth about where I think prices are going and what I think is happening out there. When I see a lot of foreclosures coming, you know what that means to me? A lot of good people in Southwest Florida may lose their home. That concerns me. And I don't want to see anybody lose their home who shouldn't. Folks, you can fight these foreclosures. You may not be able to fight them all, but you can fight a lot of them. And they are going to have to prove to a judge that they've crossed their T's and dotted their I's. And it's becoming a lot harder for them to do that because the judges are looking at the paperwork. The judges are asking questions. I give a lot of credit to our judges in Collier, Lee, and Charlotte County. They've done their homework. The days of the judges not looking at the paperwork, well, you know, you hear a lot about that, and I get it. I get it, but, you know, I want to see it first. And give me an opportunity to tell the judge, here. Now, if the judge ignores my argument, he's going to have a good reason, or she's going to have a good reason for ignoring me. Say, Mr. Dellutri, I understand your argument, but this. What I'm saying is, folks, if I've got a good argument, the judges are going to listen to me, and they may say, well, because of that, I'm not 100% sure, Mr. Bank, you're entitled to this house back. Why don't you do X, Y, and Z, and then maybe I'll be 100% sure that you're in the right here. That's kind of a window, a door, an opening that I need. Maybe I've made a difference in the way that judge is going to think from now on, and it may save somebody else's home who may have lost their home the day before. Again, folks, we're all in this together. I don't want to see people lose their homes. I really don't. That's why my mission has not changed since we started practicing law, God only knows how many years ago. So, David, you're absolutely correct. Foreclosures are picking up. It's going to create hardships for some. It's going to create opportunities for others. But at the same point in time, because of that, I don't think prices in housing are going to continue to rise in Southwest Florida. Either they're going to stay flat or they may go down 1 or 2%, maybe 3% on the worst end, because just going to be the amount of glut of houses that will be coming on the market through foreclosures. On a little caveat to that, what's been happening in the past, banks get the foreclosures, the people move out, then they cancel the sale date and the house stays in the person's name. In other words, it doesn't go to sale. It's not on the market as a house that's available for sale. That's a problem because the banks are kind of playing with the market. They're kind of control it so that they can get higher prices or whatever their scam is. I don't know. I don't like it though because it creates hardships for the individuals. So the banks are actually playing with the foreclosure system. And then they're the first ones to say it's no good. So woohoo, we're all happy that the foreclosure bill didn't get through Tallahassee. And as a caveat, there's no bill pending for foreclosure to change not to non-judicial foreclosure or from judicial foreclosure to non-judicial foreclosure. So that's a good thing. And I'm really happy that Ms. Passidomo's bill died, dead on arrival. That's where it needed to be. Okay.